Okay. So let's get the suffering started, right?
Finally, I've been waiting for this all week. Don't have enough
So
suffering during the week.
yeah. So in our last episode, you have fought the two heavyset figures with huge barrels on their back, and you found out that those are Bugbear's assassins. And they unleashed a fleet of sprites that seems to have been forced to attack you. Mal had some sort of a right? I mean, this psychic connection with one of them, and it seems like they are attacking you not because they want to, but because some sort of magic slash whatever the bugbear is kind of laid on them. So during this fight with the bugbears, Peter was desperately trying to give Enhal some I don't know, information about what's happening, why he left the temple. Weirdly enough, he tried to do that during combat, probably because he was afraid to get killed before he was able to kind of convey the message. But Enhal basically told him, hey, wait with it, we're busy. So you managed to get the assassins to flee, and then the noble Gustav Durst, I asked you to leave. And Mal, you told him, hey, we heard that your daughter is somehow involved with the Vigilant. If you need our help, you know where to find us. And he basically nodded and said that he will remember that. At that point, it took you something like an hour to debate like which inn to hit for the night, which was really cool. And then basically we agreed on the closest one. So you're basically at a very cozy place called the Sign of the Silver Sword. It's, you know, a walking distance from the Durst's mansion, so very close. And you took a bath and you ate your dinner and had some sort of a conversation, talking a little bit about yourself and what's happening in the last couple of weeks. This is basically the first time you had a good night rest and a good wash after a long time on the road. In the morning, early in the morning, Eliath woke up and went for a stroll. And he went to visit the locals Harper's safe house, and they actually tried to enlist you to apprehend Cedric, who is charged by some unknown noble in the crime of subverting his daughter to the cult. But you basically rejected that assignment, and the official, they basically told you, hey, either you're with us or not. And you decided to kind of walk away from that. After that, you debated like the next steps, and Peter conveyed the story that he wanted to tell Enhal. Enhal, he basically told you that after you left the temple, some figure came in, delivered a package, a small package with what appears to be an apron, a fairy tale book. Inside of it, there is a page warning you from some sort of a sect of miracle. And Peter told you that he hid this package in Helm's temple because he was certain that this is the best place, to hide something or to deposit something. He obviously wasn't aware of all the issues with the Vigilant. So the package is still there. And just before you left the room to head to your business, a hawk, some sort of a similar bird to the one you saw circling above as you attacked as you fought the assassins, came in and landed on the ledge. And this is where we stopped last time, right?
Just a small check. I believe only Eliathorn has seen the hawk in the fight scene, right? The rest of us were occupied with the fight.
That's correct. It's a good point. That's correct.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So the hawk kind of looks at like inside the room, is about to kind of you or whoever kind of looks at it, about to click its beak on the glass, but then kind of backs off and then flutters away.
I run to the window and open it, and I see where it's going.
So as you open the window to look at it, you see a well-dressed man wearing a bowler's hat and a cane, dark complexion, kind of walks toward the inn. And you can see that the hawk is doing a couple of rounds above his head and then vanishes. And you believe that the hawk is headed to a very tall and slim tower farther down to the south of the of where you are in the middle of the city. You believe that this is the Tower of the Druids, a place called, let me check, some sort of a it had a nice name.
Maybe I can find it before you.
Yeah, try.
Probably not.
Yeah, it had a nice name, and then we arrived, and now it's ruined.
No, it's not.
Just like every other place
No,
we
no,
visit.
you didn't ruin it yet. Come on. Tower.
So-
Yet.
I'll tell you. It's a nice place called. Come on. The Eversong. The Eversong Tower.
Damn, I didn't even have it written
Um.
We must go there.
down. So I see a hawk fly and land over there on that peak, and then I also see a man, dressed really nicely, walk into the inn. Right?
Yeah, and I'm not sure like if you ever saw that figure. Mel, help me out here. Not sure that Eliath ever saw him, but I think he
He
might.
was there when, well, he gave me the bag, basically.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who witnessed that.
yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure you were alone,
Okay.
as far as I remember at least.
Okay.
All right. Then I turn to you guys, and I think that hawk was some sort of familiar. Also, the master of that familiar is coming into the inn, so I think we have a visit, y'all.
Is it one of the druids coming?
It was
to
somebody
get
dressed.
the sword is cleansed.
Somebody dressed in like a really nice hat and a cane. Very smartly
Oh.
dressed.
Do I remember? Of course I do.
Yes.
Or maybe that's my friend
Okay.
who gave me the nice handbag.
Should we order some room service for your friend, or?
Well, let's wait what he wants. And also, speaking of the druids, so as a creature native to Fae and specialized in Arcana, do I need to make an Arcana check to know that druids can summon Fae? And only druids can summon Fae?
It's a good question. I believe that given your nature, you know it. Like it's not something that you need to roll.
So the Fae, the sprite has told me that they couldn't help us because they are summoned, and druids can use their magic to summon sprites and similar creatures.
Do I know of a woman that is perhaps the leader of the druids here? Because they did mention she was right when they attacked us.
So it's currently led by actually indeed a woman. She's kind of the high priestess, but all you know is that there is a leader to the druids tower, and you know that it's kind of basically a church of Milil, who is the goddess of nature and songs, and so maybe you need to visit there to kind of get a better sense. But I think, if I remember correctly, the druids told you that they will be going that way, also with their wounded friend. So
Okay.
But also they said to kill us all if it was the druids who summoned the sprites. I mean, I'm just saying.
I cast mage armor on myself.
Yeah, well, they didn't want to kill you.
Peter,
right.
as you kind of speak, Peter was already kind of packing because your idea was to kind of send him away. So he's kind of still packing, and he turns to you, Anhal, mostly like, Anhal, I think I'm ready.
Yeah, but Peter, if we should get the package, then you have to tell us where it is.
Oh, of course. Well, I placed it for deposit. They have a lost and found office there. So I simply deposited it there and told them that a paladin named Enhal from the far east will come and pick it up. I obviously wasn't aware that, all the problem with the vigilance, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Peter.
Um,
So, will we wait the Mal's friend, or are we going to meet him downstairs as we
Let's
go
go
out?
downstairs.
Okay.
All right.
So as you
I,
all
Give me 2 minutes to finish these forged papers for Peter.
okay,
Almost done.
just as a precaution, I shapeshift into a human, just a human man.
okay.
Yeah, and I was making some fake identity paper for Peter and disguising him. I did a check for that last time.
Correct. So Enhel, he approaches you, shakes your hand, and says, "So where should I go? Where should I meet you next?"
Visit El Turel, find Mariel Malan in. Let me find my notes for the name of the theater.
I think it's the Everlight Theater. If I
The
remember.
Everlight Theater, yes. The Everlight Theater in El Turel. Tell her that you were sent by a friend of Nighthill.
He grasps your hand and says, "I really think that you should find this package. I mean, I remember how troubled you are, or you were, with regards to your past. I am sure it will maybe unlock some secrets or light your way as you move forward. I think that it will be good for you. I'm sorry for any hardship that it might give you, but we only had your best interest in our hearts when we accepted you to our order."
Thank you, Peter. Do you may know or remember how was the guy who brought it in Ilmater's temple? Can you describe him or her?
I wasn't the one receiving the package. All I can say that he seems to have known a lot about you. I've no idea who it is or how did he look like.
Okay. Thank you very much. I hope you have a safe trip.
He shakes your hand and says, "I'll see you in El Turel. I'll find this Marie person and I'll report to her. See you there."
And
And then
have
he
a safe
leaves.
trip.
Okay. So as you go down, Borin, the half orc that showed you to your rooms, smiles. So he doesn't smile at any of you, but as he see Mal, he kind of his face break into a huge smile, and he like points up and then rushes to the kitchen, and immediately afterwards he kind of goes out with a tiny plate, and there's a donut on top of it. This time a cinnamon roll, and it's sprinkled with sugar glazing. So he kind of puts that in front of you, and then he kind of looks at the rest of you, and then he goes back and like pours out a plate with 4 cups of coffee and some hot slices of bread and cheese for the rest of you.
Oh, how
maybe
awesome! Thank you.
yeah, and maybe also just a glass of wine to get started on the day.
He kind of, and he turns around and puts out a bottle of wine, but a white one.
Oh, I said wine. Like that's okay. Whatever. And a drink.
Can I have your coffee if you don't drink that coffee?
Yeah, sure. I can drink this that he calls wine instead.
Mel fills herself up with sugar and coffee.
Awesome.
She has a +2 to her spell attacks now.
Yeah, exactly.
Her outline becomes like scribbled.
So as you eat and relax in the front of the hotel, it's mostly empty. There are a couple of people kind of sitting eating breakfast, but nothing to no one distinct enough to be worth of a mention. And then the door opens as you expected, and indeed, Mikao steps in. There's a slow kind of slowness to his walk as he kind of walks on his cane, but as he watches you or looks at you, his smile breaks and you see a ton of teeth there too, too many to be kind of completely human, and you can definitely hear Borin kind of growls as he looks at him.
I wave. Hello. What are you doing here? What a nice surprise.
Indeed. It's been a while since I've seen you and, well, your friends.
Yeah, those are my friends. So what are you doing here?
He looks at all of you. He places his hand on his chest, tips his hat, and says, "My name is Mikao, and I am, well, you can say an admirer."
That's the guy who gave me this cool handbag.
Oh,
She shows off the bag.
did you put it into good use?
Yes.
Phenomenal. He looks at Cedric and says, "And you, Mister, are."
Kedrick. Just Kedrick. This morning at least.
With the bottle, yes.
Yeah, it's my head. Like, can we do this later?
Of course. And I'm seeing here two more friendly people. He points at Eliath, who is not Eliath anymore, right? I mean, you're disguised. And you be?
I'm Steven.
Steven, it is. He kind of, his nose kind of get twitchy as he looks at you. And then he bows to Anhel. "Oh, my good priest. A man of faith."
I'm not a priest. I'm a paladin. Nice meeting you. What brings you here?
Actually, my friend Mel, I wanted to apologize to you, Mel, and to all of you in the name of the queens.
Which ones?
The queens, Aurora, Solaria, and Umbra, of course.
Uh-huh.
Well, I've heard that there was some sort of unfortunate encounter between you and some of the Queen's Court people. So I came to apologize to you. The sprites were under compulsion, and therefore I hope that you will forgive this ferocious transgression of court manners, if I say.
Well, maybe we can make a deal.
He smiles and waits.
I'll let you know when I'm ready to make it. But it's nice that the queens offer their willingness to compensate.
Well, I think that maybe more than a willingness to compensate. I think they want to maybe ask for your involvement in this. You see, we or the court has a very well, we're not allowed to meddle too much in this place, in the material plane as we call it. We're not allowed to stay too much here, and well, we do know where the assassins fled to, so we were hoping to kind of point you to the right direction so you can settle the score. Let's call it this way.
So, which court are we talking about?
Which what? Sorry.
Court. You said the court. You mentioned the court, but you didn't say which one.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm always forgetting that you experience time a little bit differently. Well, there seemed to have been a change in the Feywild court. The former princess was dethroned and replaced by three sisters: the Princess of Sunrise, the Princess of Sunset, and the Princess of Twilight. They are now ruling the Fey court. It's a lot of news, and there was a lot of commotion back there, but this is how it is right now. And the three of them are, well, they were very unpleasantly surprised to see that some of their people were compelled to come to this plane and attack you as a result of some fall magic.
Could you say who did the compulsory of these sprites?
We have,
Do we have a name?
yes, it seems like the assassins are headed to Baldur's Gate, to some Lord Westgate estate. We believe that the magic that bound them to the service and the magic that summoned the sprites originated there.
And so, what are we supposed to be doing there?
Well, it's really depends on your imagination. All the queens want is to make sure that whoever meddled in their affairs aware that, or becomes aware to the fact that they don't just leave it like that. We don't like our peoples to be compelled to do anything. Wouldn't you agree, Mel? I mean, people telling you what to do and you have to do it.
Sounds like my aunt having a bad day,
Well,
which is like every day. Yeah, I don't like it.
all I can
But-
say is this. If you ever find yourself in Baldur's Gate, and if you ever decide to settle the score for us, the three princesses will be very grateful.
Well, thank you for letting me know. And we'll be in touch.
He bows down and says, "Enjoy your breakfast, dear sirs. I really hope this will be a wonderful day for you." And with that, he turns and leaves.
So,
Yeah.
they didn't have anything to do with the druids here?
He looks back and says, "Oh, the druids. No, fine people. They are really on the good side, I believe."
Okay. That would be all. Thank you.
He bows and leaves.
Imal,
Well, when you say you're going to be a princess one day, do you mean like
Yes.
a princess of the Fae? Like one of
Uh,
those court Fae princess? Are you like royalty?
What else? Well, it works a little bit differently. You kind of have to. But details. Yes, fairy princess. With my own court and my own warlocks and everything.
Okay. And I'll scoot a bit further away from Mel.
What have
She
you gotten yourself
seems
into?
totally proud of herself, and just a moment she's like
Yeah.
probably imagining how it will be when she rules somewhere in the Feywild, whatever that means for her.
Yeah, well, I don't really know much about the Feywild, but I have heard stories about Fey, and generally they seem to be not to be trusted, and you have to be careful when dealing with Fey. In
Yeah,
these
well,
stories I've heard. But I don't.
obviously,
I've
from
read
what
heavy.
I can tell from our past adventures, you have to be pretty careful with non-Fey as well, if I'm not mistaken.
That is true.
So maybe we're more equal than you think.
Maybe. You seem to be like one of the good ones, at least to me.
She crossed her
Uh,
fingers behind her back.
yes.
Of course.
Me as a character don't know anything about the bag of holding or the bag of devouring and what you did with that, for instance. So you're good. You're good.
We're all good here.
I'm sure I'm at least as good as you.
Good. Yes, I'm totally a good person. Looking at my character sheet, see, good alignment. It says right there on the character sheet.
Let's buy a goodometer.
A goodometer.
Well, I thought you were a goodometer.
Kinda.
Aren't you a paladin?
I can tell if someone is good if I know what he's done.
Oh, you're Santa.
Oh, okay.
So are we going to go to the Helm Temple and get the package?
Yes, let's retrieve it. Is it too far away from here?
Or what was the plan? Did we have a plan?
Yeah,
did.
we had a
forgot.
plan. I wrote it
What
down.
was the plan?
Oh.
I was so busy with the donuts.
The plan was step number 1: sell things.
Oh,
what do you
right.
guys think? I think we can make almost 400 gold pieces each if we sell all of the just loot we have.
What are we going to sell?
A quick
We
shopping
have-
trip would be nice.
A quick what?
Um,
What would be nice?
shopping trip. Because from the stuff we stole from Renari, it's 1,300 GP. We also have Dwarven gems from the beginning of the adventure, 150 GP, and we have a chain with a single golden key attached to it, found on this first dungeon we went to, and it has a black pearl that's 100 GP.
But we need the pearl for the identify spell.
Okay, never mind. And then we have 1,450 GP. So if we split that, we can sell it.
I'm not sure we should sell the ring.
Oh yeah, of House the Lusker.
I believe it's recognizable. If we try to sell it, we might get arrested. And that's not good.
Maybe somebody has connections here. We can sell it in the black market.
And what about the stuff we found at the ruins?
Mm,
The staff.
Oh yeah.
And the holy symbols and the plate mail, and I think
it doesn't have a price to them, but I don't know what either will give us for that stuff.
So a visit to Burdusk's market can definitely help you with getting rid of most of the stuff. So we can just assume for the kind of mundane items that you walk around the city and visit the central market and kind of get rid of all the mundane stuff. That's not a problem.
Wait. Not so quickly, because I have a question regarding one of these items. The special symbol of Corellon.
Yeah.
I would like to keep it.
Okay.
If that's allowed. Because I do.
Because it has necromantic aura
It
to
is so nice. And look, it's like it's just beautiful. And I like it. No,
I mean, you can keep it. It makes me feel uncomfortable, to be honest.
Though I want to keep it, and I'm willing to pay for whatever it's worth. So I'm not taking off of your loot value.
I don't think there's any need for that.
Well, how much is it worth?
I don't know.
See?
So like if you kind of show it around to a trader or two, most of them will kind of itch away from it, feeling the aura attached to it. So no one really wants to kind of buy it. So
Really? Well, then I'm gonna keep it.
but the rest of the items you can just sell. If you need a quote for each of the, like any item that I didn't give you a number on, then sure, I can
have a
do that.
follow-up question.
Yeah.
Because Mel wants to use it as a spell component for the third level spell that she's going to take, Summon Fae, which needs a gilded flower worth 300 GP as a spell component. And I thought, since this symbol is gilded anyway, and it has a poem about a rose on it, it's pretty much a gilded flower in a very poetic sense. So it's even more Fae-like. But if it's worth nothing, then
No, I think it's fine.
can't do it.
No, I think it's fine. So actually,
But it's a 300 GP.
Yeah, but maybe you are not trying to sell it to the right person.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Look at the craft work and the material. That would be worth like at least 300 GP to the right
Well,
person.
great. Okay, we have an estimate. It's worth 300 GP. Great. Thank you.
Yes.
That's all I needed. Want to shake on it? She's nice.
No need for that.
Oh, damn.
Okay. As you kind of yeah, go ahead.
Do you want me to list the Monday stuff or?
No, just like if it's something that I already put a GP number on, just simply remove it from your list and take the GP. And if you need some quotes, just let me know. I can give it to you. So because I'm not watching any list, so I don't know what you're.
Okay, so we need.
Here's the list of mundane. Here's the list of mundane stuff. I put it in the chat.
Yeah, it's the dwarven plate mail. It's
a dwarven plate mail will be like a plate mail, so it's like nice. The staff, white wood with rose gold. This is actually a good, like a very nice one. So I would say 150 GP.
One for the staff, 150 GP. Wow.
Yeah, it's really kind of fancy. It's an elven.
It is very nice.
The holy symbol of Tiamat, like you actually are not sure that you want to kind of try to get rid of that or sell
it. No, I want to keep it.
Yeah, exactly. A black and red feather of a bird you've never seen before.
Yeah, I want to keep that as well.
Okay.
Actually, as I look through my bags, does it look like the hawk we just saw? That feather, or is it different?
Different. The scimitars, it's just scimitars. So.
All right.
Do you have the list in front of you? What it's worth? The weapons and armor stuff.
I'll figure that out. The holy symbol of Coralline, I can't remember if you sent me a number.
No. Well, that was just the one, the regular one.
It's just a trinket, right? I guess.
No, it's the holy symbol is there's a entry for this in the items list.
Yeah, if you have a holy symbol, like I think there's a number for it.
Yeah, it's like 20 or 50.
Yeah.
Something like
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, scimitar 25.
And
common items.
Whoa, plate is 1500.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We're rich.
So it's 150 for the staff, 1500 for the plate, 50 for the two scimitars. Nice.
Yeah. Can we sell them for full price? Or is there like a only sell it for half or something like that?
No, I think that you can sell it for the full price. The plate mail, how much did you say it was?
1,500.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, wow. Holy symbol is only 5.
Oh, that's nothing.
Well, 5 is 5.
Will we also sell the ring from Renari?
No.
I think that you raised a good point there. Like you believe that if you kind of show a noble's ring in the market, like people will ask questions. The Lusker family, it's not a like someone will notice.
But maybe we can put it to good use for, I don't know, diplomatic relations, let's call it.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I can
some
calculate all this
things
and
I want to
then
buy.
we can move on, by the way.
And if we can
you
buy
want
some things, then I'll just grab a studded leather.
I'll tell you in a second what everything is.
Yeah, but a studded leather costs like 45, so that's nothing.
So thanks for letting me keep the trinket stuff. Mel, she's like a magpie for tiny stuff.
Also, is there any magical use or similar for 6 masterfully cut gems? Can they be used as a component for something?
Yes, depends on the gems, but usually some spells use gems.
That is a lot of gold.
Okay,
much
so
is
that's
it?
500. How much? 562 for each. And a half for each.
562.5
And a half.
per each.
And a half. I
Nice.
don't know how much that is in like silver or whatever.
5.
That's 5 silver.
Okay.
I'll just add like 500 GP to my inventory, and then the rest goes to my studded leather upgrade, which would only be 35 if I sell the old one, and then wine, more wine.
Yeah.
Ink?
I do actually already have ink.
I mean, spellbook
Paper.
ink.
Spellbook ink, yeah, that's expensive for you guys. That's not a problem for me.
All right.
So, but we can get it.
Yeah, any mundane item that is on the player's handbook, you can simply get. No need to.
Well, there's no entry for magical ink on the players. Well,
Oh,
ink for
magical
this-
ink. I don't
Well,
know.
ink for the spellbook. It's not in that sense magical. It's just the stuff that you need to scribe
Yeah.
spells. There's
No,
no.
I think that's fine. Like you don't need to.
That's just a cost per spell level. I
Yes.
can't remember what it is, if it's like
50
50
per
or
spell level.
35
50.
or something like that.
50 for spell level.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me see how
cheap.
much do I need.
Is there any shop with potions near here? And do we have any price tag on
Oh,
potion of healing,
Yeah,
like a
so-
healing
healing invisibility?
So you can probably get like healing potions at the temples, and I think that they even list the price. I think it's something like 50
it's
GP for
50. I believe.
exactly. But if you need potions that are not, anti-poison or healing, or like if you need something that is like an invisibility potion or something a little bit more, then this is mostly black market. Not like there's no magic item shop per se here.
Speaking of black mark, I need to buy some
Yeah.
out of character. I need to buy some poison.
Yeah, there is
Speaking of-
there is a very large and successful magic item store at Baldur's Gate, one of a very famous one.
What about a forgery kit? It's the same stuff you use to make like official documents also. Like inks and seals and wax. So could I buy that here?
Yes, but I would ask that if you try to buy that, you probably need to either mask a very, you don't go shop for a forgery kit, right? I mean, you kind
No. I need to make some official documents, and I need some wax and some like the. I already have like the material to use some of the seals, and then I need on paper and on ink. I already have some of it, but.
So I will only say make a. I would say not deception, but let's make it. Yeah, you know what? A deception check to kind of make sure that you visit a couple of shops and ask the right questions and get the right components.
Yeah, I think I can manage that with 26.
Yes, so you definitely find all the things that you need in the price that you are willing to pay. So
Yeah, which is pretty much nothing.
good.
It's pretty cheap.
Can I also buy 20 meters of rope and 20 meters of copper wire?
Copper wire. That's a new one
Yes.
for me. First, yes and yes. Should I ask, like, why do you need the copper wire?
Well, it's something that can be conductive to electricity and heat, and can also be used as a trigger for traps or
Okay,
stuff like that.
got it.
And you can also repair things with that, like some wheel of a wagon or something.
Good. Go for it.
Oh, and were we free to buy some healing potions from go to like a temple and buy a couple of healing potions?
Yes.
Just the mundane one. Okay.
Yeah,
Then I'll buy a
that's
few of those.
Actually, we'll go to Helm's Temple right after finishing shopping, so we can buy. Maybe
Yes, but we might get into problems there before we say, "Oh, I'll just go buy," and then fight start like right away.
come on, nobody kills customers.
So that. Oh, and I'll pay for the inn since I picked up the inn. How much of a bill do we have at the inn? How many hundreds of GP?
no, that's fine. Like it's kind of pocket money, so you managed to do that and without hurting your. That's fine.
Oh, how great!
I'll remove 50, and then I'll add more wine to my flavorful description of what I'm doing.
When it's my turn, let me know. Is anybody else buying?
I'm done now, I think.
Okay, I.
Well, also I will buy some flax powder. Just
Flash powder.
flax powder to do metal gilding.
Ah. Okay. Cool.
Someone
I should
needs to
probably get some
weld the plate mail after a fight, right? I mean,
Or a door.
Can I pick up magic ink around here?
we agreed that it's not magic ink, but yeah.
Oh, it's special ink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fancy ink.
I spend enough for 3 level 1 spells and 2 level 2 spells. So
Sounds
that's
good. Sounds good.
250, and then a healing potion.
Yeah.
And then this is gonna be harder. I want to buy a specific poison. So do I have to make a roll to find somebody that sells that here?
Yeah, you need to make a I would say a persuasion check just to kind of find the right people.
Crap.
Or you might alert
Okay.
the militia.
Right.
Also remember, as a wizard, if the spell you're trying to scribe into your book is the same school as you are, if you're like a divine or transmuter, I don't know if you actually do that as a spell singer thing. If you have like a specific school of that you have.
School of spell
Okay, I'll
singing.
look. Yeah, I'll look into that.
No, it's not.
Because
If you, you can
it-
only have one of those, and it's for you. It's spell singing, and for me, it's Order of Scribes. We don't have that.
Right.
Otherwise, it
That's
would be
cool
a
thing.
bit half price for those schools of spells.
Yeah.
My persuasion roll is a 17.
Oh, so that's good. I was for a minute I was worried. Yeah, so you kind of make a few offhand remarks and kind of talk in a few bars and shops, and you get pointed to someone who can actually supply this. As long as we're not talking about the really shady, flesh-eating poison, but the regular ones just kill you when you ingest them or something like that.
It's actually a truth serum is what I'm looking for.
Ooh.
Which on the book it's 150 GP.
Okay, then you definitely find one. Without alerting the guards or the militia or something like that.
Ooh. Perfect.
I'm suddenly worried about who you're going to use that on.
Yeah, he takes it and injects it.
There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, yes, here's a cup of wine. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I'll take it in powder form. Okay. Anyone else needs anything else in terms of buying or Enhal done,
Yes.
Eliath done, Mal done, Kedrick?
No,
done?
no, I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So, hello, Mr. Shopkeeper. I need a new syringe for this. I have one of those broken syringes with the
Oh, sure. So
things in it. So I need I have the refill, but I don't have the thing. It broke.
he looks at it and says, "Sure, you can leave it here. I'll fix it in a couple of days." But actually, the Gond the Gondians can probably mend it for you in whiff of a moment.
Oh, with a mend, of course. Without do I have mending? Well, I can change my contracts overnight. Did I? Hang on. Yeah, well, that's great. Thanks. So and also, no, damn, I didn't, but I will. Okay, great. So where is the Gaunt temple?
I'll search for the House of Cunning Gears. It's located at the east, just outside the park.
Okay, thank you. And do you have alchemist's stuff? So I can make the perfume out of these flower petals?
He opens kind of the display, and again, if it's in the player's handbook and if it's mundane materials, then definitely yes.
Great. So I will do this, and maybe I have to calculate, but if money is good enough for that, I have to, like I said, I have to calculate. I guess I'll pick up a alchemist's fire or a healing potion, either one or both, depending on the money. Just so you know if that's okay, and I will let you know if once I made the calculations for the money.
Sure,
okay,
sure.
great.
Makes sense.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
I
all
did
done.
also buy a couple of rations. I just remembered I never had any rations since we started this campaign, so I just bought that. Yeah, since I started with a scholar's kit instead of a traveler's kit or whatever, explorer's pack, whatever it's normally, then I never had any of that stuff like bedrolls or anything.
Okay. What's next?
Did we get Pete out of town? Just give him the fake ID and the
Yeah.
disguise, and then just send him on his way?
Yeah, he's
Or
out.
do we need to follow him out?
He's out. He left in the morning.
Okay, good.
Let's go to Helm's Temple then. What do you say?
Yeah.
Or report to the lady. We have to. What's closest?
So to you is the lady's high castle. It's a large park surrounded by a small wall, and it's actually in the middle of the city, and you are currently at the northern part of it. So
Let's go report to Lady Sileria then about what we found in the sanitarium, if we can call it like that.
okay, so the High Lady's castle, as you kind of approach it, you see that it is crowded, but not with soldiers or something like that. It seems like a lot of nobles kind of hang around, go in, huddle in groups, speak, and among them there are people who identify themselves as the Burdusk Daily reporters, and it seems like a lot of people are trying to kind of understand what's going on about the recent news. And the recent news, I mean, you saw the morning's newspaper. There is some back and forth between the lady and the vigilant with regards to an assault done by agents of the High Castle. And there is a lot of discussion there. So as you kind of walk between the groups of nobles and reporters, but obviously soldiers, seems like people are talking about the fact that agents of the lady had made an assault on the asylum, and they freed dangerous convicts, and order is now off the streets, and the vigilant is saying that she is walking in the shadow, and she's saying that the vigilant is walking in the shadow, and a lot of discussion and discourse there. So you find the place a little bit in turmoil, but not, not a long time after you step in, a young halfling in full plate, local militia, kind of taps Cedric's shoulder and kind of says, "Here, the lady's waiting for you upstairs."
Well, okay, I make sure that at least Enhol is with me. When
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go there.
All the group is together.
Right.
So she kind of walks you through the entire kind of commotion, goes up 3 stories, and then leads you into a small room. It seems like there is some sort of a council inside. Like you can hear loud shouting, and this is going to cost us, and the vigilant will hit us hard. And then she's saying basically, but we have better trade deals now that the deal with House the Lusker is completed, and a lot of commotion. And then the halfling knocks, steps in. There's a quiet. She comes out, and the lady comes with her to an adjacent room. She smiles at you and says, "Very well done."
I'm not sure I would describe it quite like that, but we got inside and we saw what was going on.
And I really hope that you brought some hard evidence. Getting the court to really slap the vigilance hand will be hard without any hard evidence. What do you have?
Hard evidence was hard to get out of there.
And this
be
is
honest.
why it's called hard evidence.
Yes, hard evidence, like someone who was locked up in there, right, Enhol?
Yes. Well, we had to free one prisoner that was actually a priest from my temple.
Where is he?
Ordinary,
We can get him to
he
testify.
left for a safe place because he was in a very bad shape. The vigilant is dragging people with some syringes. I'm looking towards Mal to show the syringe with the poison.
That's a very serious allegation, but you are aware that I will never be able to convince the court with that. You were sent by my order. We have to find someone who can withstand a interrogation, maybe with judges using zone of truth spells.
Yes, well, we were witness of what went on in there. We were only there for a brief time, but we were all inside.
She looks
And
at you.
prisoners.
She looks at you, and suddenly you can see, her cold eyes, and kind of you kind of see the rude politician behind, the facade of this young pasty lady, and she says, "Do you really want to answer questions under a zone of truth spell?"
I would love to.
We don't all need to, since we're all there. We don't all need to answer the questions. I'm sure Enhol would be the most trustworthy witness, considering his current profession.
And she turns her gaze at you. Any secrets you want buried deep?
We all have our secrets, but sometimes we have to do what's right. So I'm willing to testify in a zone of truth.
She looks at you and says, "Well, in this case, we might have a chance, but we need maybe to make sure that the trial will be just."
That sounds quite political. What means we have to be sure?
Well,
every trial should be just.
We need to make sure.
Well, giggles.
Well, the way trials go here is that we gather a group of 7 noble headed by a judge. And, well, there are a couple of candidates for the making of the council and also the judge. We might want to, well, make sure that certain nobles nominate themselves while others are persuaded not to participate. And maybe we need to do the same for the judge, just to make sure that our case is solid.
I would stand in any court. I don't care about the setup.
Yes, of
What I
course.
saw is
But
the
you
truth,
need
and
you need the judge to ask the right questions, don't you think?
Yes. Also, who would be doing the Zone of Truth spell? Would it be the Watchers?
Another thing that we need to make sure that the wizard who is appointed by the court is one we can trust.
Because the Watchers seems to be corrupted or infiltrated by some sort of being. And I will describe the when they pray to the Watcher what showed up, like this holy symbol thing, but it didn't seem very just.
We
To me, at
definitely
least.
need to make sure that the court is established as we want it to be, the judge is properly selected, and no person that is under the influence of the vigilant is in a key position. I can take care of 2 of those things, but I need you to help me with at least with getting the right let's call it ruling. So I can give you the names of 3 judges, the ones that are probably the most with the most chance to be nominated by the court. I might need you to pay them a visit and give me some details about their inclination in case such a case would be presented to them.
I will look over at Inhall and then say yes, I'm sure we can visit them and ascertain if they are willing to at least hear us out and come to a truthful judgment. And then give like a side eye to Mel and Eliathorn, like, hey, let's talk outside of Inhall's earshot at some point.
She signals the halfling, takes a piece of paper, jots 3 names and addresses, and hand it to you, Kedrick. But she says, this is, for some reason, I wanted to say no disintegration, but...
Okay, jeez.
I can't use that spell yet.
Yeah. I know it should be like no disintegration. But she points to you and says, this needs to be a delicate work of persuasion. Do we understand each other?
Of course.
And she hands you the letters.
do we get any?
And then I look over at my party member and say, oh no, so don't bring him because he can't lie. Don't bring Mel because Mel. Eliathorn just seems to bring trouble wherever he goes. The people attack him and those around him.
Faith,
So,
man.
oh, that leaves me, which have no backstory and cause any trouble.
I could do infiltration.
Yeah, don't worry, nothing will go wrong. I say out loud, while inside, oh shit, we're in trouble.
Okay. She says that she will start getting things ready. So it will take some time to kind of gather the court, talk to the people, make sure that we have a lot of faith in the process. So we have a couple of days, no pressure. And she does say, please stay out of the Vigilance House of Unwavering Eyes. It seems like he hired a mercenary group to guard it. So until we conclude the trial and give him a cease and desist letter, please stay out of his sight.
What's the house? Which house are you talking about?
It's the Durst mansion that you...
Oh, I see. They apparently they somehow hold the daughter captive or whatever.
She looks. What are you talking about?
Well, we met when we were taken prisoner. We tried to avoid that fate by trying to evade the captioners, and there was Lady Durst, and she said, in passing, when we ran past her, she told us that we should not resist because they hold her daughter captive, and they would hurt her daughter if we did resist.
She thinks a little bit and says, well, in this case, getting the lady to testify would be a huge blow on the vigilance case. Any chance you can manage that?
I don't know.
We would have to go in again. I'm a bit
And
hesitant to go inside again. And I'll describe like the doctor and the other patient we saw and like the procedure behind it, the orderlies who were like really tough guards, and the watcher again that they could summon.
She looks around and motions to kind of an alcove that is a little bit separate from where you stand right now, which is basically the middle of the corridor. And then she says, "I'll let you in a private secret all the nobles have in the city. They all have a secret entrance to their mansions. You just need to find it."
you just told us that we should stay out of there because they have more mercenaries.
You are a resourceful bunch. I trust you to play your cards correctly. All I'm saying is that if you can get the lady out with no collateral damage, this will be a winning case. It might help us. It might help us even if we get the wrong, or let's say the least favorite judge or court.
Can't you order Mr. or Lord or whatever his title is? Can't you order the Durst?
This would appear as me meddling directly with the results of the court.
That's right.
Yeah, but do you know where Lord Durst is staying currently? So we could maybe have a quick talk to him.
I have no idea. As far as I know, he's in his mansion.
Well, I believe that we can skip this trouble by asking the judge to call the lady for testimony.
Then we definitely need the right judge. As I said, these are it's wheels within wheels, if you will. If you find the right judge, it will probably help us getting the right process. If we can't find the right judge, then we should have a good witness list.
So
and also, if they bring out a patient they might not be capable of speeching, they were quite heavily drugged.
I will
remember how Peter was when we first met him.
Yep. I will make sure that the court is in our favor, and I will make sure that the vigilance people are not meddling, magically or not, with the process. But I need your help to either secure the witness list, because I didn't know that the Durst's daughter is under the vigilance influence. So either you secure the witness list or you secure the judge. One will probably fix the other.
Well, can't we start with the judges? And if that doesn't turn out, we can still try and take the castle by force.
She takes her leave. She says, I have to go back to the council. I trust you in this. Don't let me down. And she turns and leaves.
How much time do we have?
How much time do you want? She said you had a couple of days at least.
Couple of days at least. Yes. First order things, like how much time can we spend here before we have to go and deal with the cult?
So
I
you
told
do
them
know
we would do it, but
you do know that the like from what you've heard and saw, the treasure is being held to the north, and you need to kind of understand what's going on with it. But you know how much time it takes to kind of, you know,
Move a
how
lot of
this, yes, a lot of treasure.
Whole all that. Yeah.
Exactly. So it needs to go, and you know that it's going to Baldur's Gate. So this is weeks and weeks of travel time. So either you kind of conduct your business here fast and then travel fast enough to kind of get ahead of the wagons, or you may skip all of this and, you know, we don't care and just move along. Choices
Yeah,
and
but
consequences.
but if we also want to go to Ethereal to meet up with reporting in Hull, you mentioned something about reporting in, and if we need to do this and then that, and then be sidetracked by that other thing, and Mel want a new dress, and then yeah,
I already have a new dress, and they won't ruin it, or I will get new ones, no problem. But I want to help the girl.
yes,
If I was that girl, I would want someone to help me.
yes, I do agree that we should try and help here, but maybe not spend too much time. Enhall, could you see if there's some servants that could bring in some refreshment for us in here? Just step outside and see if there's some servants out there.
I go get you what you want. What do you want to drink?
Whatever is fine.
Water.
Whatever wine is fine. They have.
Water. Thank you.
Okay, and as soon as they're outside, like, so those judges, how can we blackmail them? Do you have any ideas about blackmailing people? Do you have any problem with blackmailing judges?
Maybe we
No.
should try the righteous approach first. We can, you know, still blackmail them if that doesn't work.
Yeah, but we're doing it for the right reason, just to make sure that justice is served. There are probably others already blackmailing them and threatening them, like the vigilance.
I could pretend they did something to me.
Yes, but we might need something a bit stronger than that.
What do you mean?
Actual proof.
Well,
I can cast
let them,
Phantasmal
I
Force on
could
them.
let them do it.
Oh, really?
I could let.
Maybe let's do that as a plan, like E or F, and
Okay.
come up with other plans first.
Like what?
Like snooping around, finding actual like skeletons in the closet, and then
Yeah, we could
blackmail.
put some skeletons in their closet.
Yeah. But do you have a problem with that? I know Enhal would have a problem with that. But do you guys have a problem with maybe figuring some things out about them and using it against them to make sure that they come to the right decision?
I guess
For
it depends what I
justice.
find out about them.
My aunts always said, don't pass up a chance to practice making your deals. So we can make a deal.
Good.
Well, Enhal returns while you talk. Hasn't listened
Yes.
actually anything. So I don't know even in real life what you were talking about. And I come with 4 glasses of really hot water. It's not refreshing at all. It's the only thing I could bring. And I'm gonna say, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you come in here, yeah, we could probably make a deal. Yeah, deal, and make sure that everything is above love and nobody lies.
I like this deal. What were you talking about?
The nobles, how we could maybe approach them and make sure that they wouldn't lie about us.
Okay. Any thoughts on that?
Well,
Not so far, other than maybe talking to them, talking with people around them, like learning about what kind of people they are, like doing some investigation on them.
yeah.
Sounds like
How
a plan.
about how does it sound if we cast find familiar and just sneak the familiar into their homes and or their offices and just kind of snope around?
Yeah, seeing if someone is threatening them or bribing them
Yeah.
to rule in a different way. Yeah, that would be That would be
I have enough money for
Yeah.
Find Familiar. We have 2 of them. Like this
Yeah.
can happen while while the day goes today, to at
Yeah.
least scope out the scene.
Good idea.
That was really
We-
good idea.
we-
Do you have any magic that could maybe locate Lord Durst? If we could find him, then maybe we could get him to help him rescue his wife and daughter,
we don't
knowing
have
about
that.
the secret entrance.
I can,
We
if
will
I know
have-
where he's at, I can speak with him through walls with message.
Yeah, but we need
But-
to find him.
Yeah, I don't know where.
We probably would have to invest in more spells for that.
Yeah, I don't know about you magical things, what you can do and all your spells. I don't have any magic like that. I only have my magical songs. And those don't help me locate anything other than a adoring audience.
Mm,
No. It's difficult to find a person. You need crying stuff.
yeah, I still have some money left. Maybe we can find somebody that could scry for us here.
Or we
If-
could just ask around, like discreetly ask around, try and find him.
I mean, finding the judges, say Lyria gave you
Not
addresses.
the judges, the Durst.
Oh,
the-
sorry. Yeah,
the
I
Lord
wasn't.
Durst.
Sorry, wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Correct.
But we also could try the familiar trick at the Durst mansion. We can make the familiar invisible.
Yeah, but I'm just worried about the Watcher and what kind of powers that thing has. If
It
it's like
was pretty
protected
scary.
from
It is called a
magic
Watcher.
or something.
I figured you'd probably see stuff. Mm. So how about as a start, Mal and I scope out 2 judges with 2 familiars, while you 2 find somebody that could scry the Lord.
Or we could check out just the servants, the people who work for those lords, or friends and family. Just talk to them, try to find out what kind of people these lords are.
Yes, maybe that would even help us to, if we find out some gossip or something about them, then we know which ones are more promising for whatever we want to achieve than others. So we can concentrate on what are 3 judges. We can concentrate on 2 of them without and so we need a good guess, right? A well-educated guess on how to start.
Well, hopefully all 3 judges will be just and fair. Just one judge is not enough if we have 7 judges and then only one of them is fair and rules in our favor and the others are bribed to rule against us.
Well,
Yeah.
if I recall correctly, there is 1 judge and 6 nobles, right?
7 nobles.
7 nobles.
7 nobles. Okay. So we need to secure 1 judge that is not corrupted.
Yeah. She said there were 3, so she wasn't sure about. So making sure these 3 are honorable.
These are the ones that are probably going to get elected.
So we have to find out which one is the most honorable, or which one is not influenced by, which one is only influenced by the powers that are influencing in the way we want them to be influenced.
Right. No. They are supposed to not be influenced at all, so they can be objectively and fair, just as we wanted, so they can see justice.
Yes,
Yes,
that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Good.
Thank God paladins don't give a shit about privacy of others. So okay, we will skip then the temple, I guess, for this, right?
We can quickly go grab the messages. Probably shouldn't take long.
I believe so. So
And we could also look into the sword with the druids while we're doing this. Maybe.
Okay. So you kind of split. So Mal and Eliath are kind of magically scrying with their familiars the judges' homes, and then Kedrick and Enhal are going to Helms and to the Druid's Tower. That's the...
Well, I need Mal for the Helm's Temple. We are quite recognizable among Helm's believer in this town, and Mal can help get the package out without any bloodshed, as we discussed in the
But
last session.
the package is for you, and you are supposed to just go up and say, "Hey, I'm Enhal."
Hi, I'm Enhal. Arrest me.
No, hi, I'm Enhal. I believe there's a package for me. Someone does something for me. If some stranger goes up, "Hi, I'm not Enhal. I'm just some weird stranger. Give me that message for Enhal." Then they might not hand it out.
Let's try it. Let's try it. I believe this won't work well, but let's try it.
Okay. So, Eliath and Mal, there are 3 judges kind of scattered around the city, but there's no reason for you not to be able to kind of send your familiar in. The first judge that is mentioned in the letter is Magda Stonehammer. She is living in a stout building at the outskirts of the park, so not very far from where you are right now. Her house is very similar to a library, a lot of tomes, a lot of scrolls. So that's one place to kind of focus on. The second judge is called Elias Thorne. He is a bureaucrat. So as you kind of snoop around and talk a little bit with people about his demeanor, so he is kind of all about the written code. Okay. And the last judge is Sindra Whisperwind. She's an elf. She takes ages to make a decision. This is at least what you're hearing from her, like people who are familiar with her. So, which familiar is going to which house? What do you prioritize?
We have bureaucrat, very slow, undecisive, and then the first one was tomes and
Yeah, kind of a scholar at tomes and the traditional rules and
I want
right.
to look at I want to look at her. I can't stand the elven lady. It's going to be so boring when she doesn't do anything.
Okay, so you send your familiar to the bureaucrat or the traditional dwarf?
The traditional dwarf.
Magda.
And yes, and I will. Shall I make it invisible? How long is invisibility? Invisibility used to be
It lasts an hour.
an hour. No, that's not. Maybe it's worth it. Right.
So Mel and Eliath, once you let me know who is sending the familiar to where, you need to make a stealth check to kind of sneak the familiar into the house. And Hal, you just take a walk to Helm's Temple, and what you see is basically a stalwart, building dedicated to the stern god of vigilance. And the times are troubled. You know about all the things with the cult, and you've heard in all the towns people have heard about bandits and raiders. But it seems like this place is kind of a dedication to duty and justice. The temple is well maintained. There's a constant hum of activity. People go in and out. There's a symbols of Helm everywhere, kind of depicting the vigilant hand. And as you kind of go in, immediately a young man wearing robes, and he has spectacles at the end of his nose, like a kind of a geeky person, approaches you with a smile and, "How can I help you, my brother?"
You are muted.
Hello there. I am Enhal. I guess you have a package for me. It was delivered here the last week or so, and I'm looking for it in the lost and found section.
Oh, I definitely understand. Please come with me. And he turns around and leads you into the temple itself, and you can see that the interior is kind of clean, organized. People go about their duties. Some tending to the altar fires, others studying. You can also hear some maybe people training with weapons. There's a faint kind of clank of metal, and there is a faint scent of incense kind of in the air. So he kind of takes you into from this hall to that hall to this corridor to that corridor, upstairs, downstairs, and then a room with another priest standing there, who is asking for your details. So he kind of opens this huge ledger and starts taking your details. So, and how from?
From I don't know where have I said from the Temple of Ilmater in Scroundle.
He's kind of writing it down. A paladin of Ilmater. So he kind of flips. Oh yes, a package left here by.
Peter?
Oh, exactly, Peter. Let me see. He kind of flips. There's a lot of shelves there, all kinds of boxes, crates. He kind of opens some, closes some, and then he put his hands on a small crate, opens it up, and then hands out a package. It seems like a leathery bag, and there's a note attached to it. Peter Enhel, Paladin of Ilmater, from the city of Scoundrel, and he kind of looks at you up and down and hands it to you.
Thank you very much.
Go in the light.
Stay in the light. Bye.
Um,
And I cautiously turn around and try to leave. I remember the way to get out, I guess.
Yeah, of course. So inside this package, as I said, you can see a small apron fit for a child. And as you look at it, you kind of have small flashbacks. Like you believe that this was actually yours when you were a kid. You liked helping your neighbors and the farmers, cooking, cutting. So you believe that this is something that was handed to you by one of the farmer wives to kind of as you helped in the kitchen. There is a children's fairy tales book, and inside there is a note in the handwriting of someone, warning you of something that is called Miracle's Legion. It's a brigade of hideous warriors called the Resurrected Men. And as you think about, what happened with your parents, you believe that they had some sort of a dealing with them. And in the note, there is a warning that those resurrected men are at your heels. They will find you and they will kill everyone around you. It's kind of
What's
a warning.
the connection with my parents?
You believe that your parents has some sort of a dealing with them. If like you remember vaguely your parents speaking to someone, and then your village got burned. Like it's childhood memories. You're not sure. Flashbacks.
But they are dead.
Who?
Enhal believes.
Enhal believes that they're dead. Yeah. And one additional thing that you find there, the note says that that you must kind of hold to it at any cost. There is a very weird mechanical key in the package. So it's kind of a rod of black iron. There's a very weird glyph attached to it. So it looks almost like a maze. So think about a disc that is holed up and has the appearance of a maze attached to a key. but the key's kind of teeth are tiny mechanical arms, and every time you kind of touch it, they move and then fixate in a specific position. When you touch it again, they move and fixate in a different position. Really weird. So an apron, a fairy tale book, a warning about the resurrected men, the Legion of Miracle, and a weird magical mechanical key.
What's the name of the book?
I'll tell you. It's called The Fabled Archive.
And it's children's stories, right?
Yeah.
One last question, and I leave to the next of the party. Does the key seems to be fitting somewhere that I have seen before,
No,
or the
but
maze reminds me of something?
no and no, but now that you have it, you will probably be more, alert and aware. So if something kind of pops out.
Okay.
Okay. Cedric, you headed to the Druids Tower. Or
My
no?
idea was to go along with Enhal.
Oh, sure. I mean, you meet him right after the.
I was following him to the temple just if he got into trouble, so he had backup.
Yeah, he's back, no trouble, with a package, which is nice. Yeah.
Cedric, have you seen? I have to ask him then if he's with me. Have you seen anything like this? And I saw him the key.
Have I seen anything of it like that, or heard stories about anything like that?
No.
So up for the. It's called Everson Tower.
Yes.
And I guess we go down the road. In the path to the Everson Towers, I explain a little bit what I found in the package to Cedric. I tell him about the Legion of Mercul and that I believe that my parents may have had some connection with them. But it seems quite weird to me because they were just farmers. I just remember them talking to some hooded figures one night, nothing else.
That is very weird. And
Indeed.
worrisome, yeah, and worrisome that they want to kill anybody who's around you. Not for any selfish reason,
Yeah,
of course. I think
exactly.
about all the innocent bystanders around here.
As
Nobody
you
will.
as you approach the tower of the Eversong, it's a very narrow and very tall kind of building, shaped almost like the trunk of a tree. Not a huge building, but very should I call it, like, not easy to miss, right, in the view of the city. At the feet of the building, on the staircase, next to a very large wooden double doors, is a man, kind of brown skin, green eyes, wrapped in furs, a little bit dirty. He sits there and play his flute. And the sounds is like a bird, singing or something like that.
Hmm. And do we recognize him? Was that one of the druids that
Nope.
we rescued?
Nope.
Well, I approach him and say, "Hi, sorry to disturb you. Uh, we were traveling with some druids earlier. I can't remember their names, but I think they gave us their names. So I mentioned their names. Like there's been a lot of wine since then.
He says, that's fine. We druids don't need names. We need sounds. We need just to hear that we are needed, and then it's like a name for us. You are
Yes,
welcome to enter, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. One of the druids were injured, like by some weird poison.
Yes, he's healing very nicely. If you were a part of his healing and help, you are very much welcome. Oh, sorry, very much
We were.
thanked.
Yes, well, mostly in hall, but yeah, I was there.
He smiles at you, Enhal, and says, anything that you need, you can ask me. I'm in a little break, as you can see, for fresh air. As much as I love the temple, the indoors, makes me dizzy a little bit.
We brought a sword, like a cursed, unholy sword of some sort. And the other druids mentioned something about cleansing it.
May I see it, please?
Do we seem to be lying? Can he? When he asks if he can see it, can we detect something weird in his voice? Like,
make an insight check.
And also, we probably talked with Eliathorn and got the sword before we did all this. Probably, since Eliathorn was carrying it.
Of course.
3.
How much?
3.
A 3.
Actually, yes.
He seems to be genuinely interested. He kind of sits down. His back is now straight. He's kind of expecting to, to get it on his hands.
Could I maybe make an insight check also?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's a 20, not a natural 20, but a dirty 20.
Still seems genuine.
Hey. Well, then I assume that Eliathorn gave it to us, so I can hand it over since Enhal won't be carrying it. But it would be wrapped up in like a lot of cloths and everything. And
yes. He kind of puts it.
Take it out.
Let brother Kasim understand what is going on, and he kind of unveils it, and then the stink of death. Where did you grab this vile piece of metal from?
There was some evil person in a cave guarding. Yeah, it's not important. There was like an evil guy that we had to fight to.
Evil person in a cave. Sounds like famous last words for me. I'm understanding that you got rid of this evil man in a cave, and now he is a dead man in a cave, and you have his sword.
Indeed, yes. We have experience with killing things in caves, which maybe your druid friends mentioned. There were like a infected wyvern in a cave.
Yes, they were after it for some times now, because it has been terrorizing the land around us. I'm happy that they got rid of it. Unfortunately, the brother was infected with some poison, but now he feels much better. So, what do you want done with this foul piece of metal? Dispose of it, destroy it, maybe cleanse it?
Yeah, if it could be cleansed and used for good.
It can, of course it can, but the journey from foul metal, stinky metal, dead metal to a live one is can be a little bit troublesome. You need to do 3 things in order to purify the blade and make it your own. The first thing, you must dip it in a pool dedicated to a good god, like the one here in the Temple of Helm. They have this altar filled with holy water. Dip it inside of it. This will be the first thing in order to sever the metal's link to the underworld. But then you need to do something more challenging. You need to kill 3 undead creatures with it. This will annoy Merkel and he will step away from the blade. Yes, it will be a magical blade, but without the stench of death to it. And if you want to make it bow to the light, then you need to do something extraordinary. I feel there is something. You need to find a judge that has never made a bad ruling and let him wield this sword as he is conducting a fair trial. This will imbue the sword in the essence of law and light. But those 3 things are not as easy to do as you think, because, getting into Helm's Temple with this full sword will get the watch at your heels, and killing 3 undead people with Miracle's own blade will anger the god. And good luck to you finding a judge that can make a good ruling in the city. And then he bursts into laughter.
Yes, I do also, because and yeah, that's a good joke there. Yes, well, some of those things will be easy, like killing 3 undeads. Like Edhold is like an expert at it. He's done it several times already.
Well, then I wish you all the best luck. Don't forget that you got all this from Brother Kasim. So if you manage to do all this and you have the phenomenal sword of light and order in your hands, please come back and make a donation to our temple. And he hands you the swords.
I will hand him 10 gold. Right
Thank you very much.
And another 10 from me.
He kind of used the flute to kind of, give sound to nature's calling. And, the song kind of flutters around you like butterflies in the morning and then dissipates.
Yeah, and then I'll look down in my purse and say, oh yeah, good, I still have the 20 gold I need for that bottle of wine. That's a good bottle of wine.
Mal and Eliath. So you have been sending your familiars to the judges' houses. So Mal, you sent one to Magda's house, right?
Yes.
Okay. So please make a stealth check and kind of tell me how the familiar tries to kind of sneak into the house.
Well, there are probably windows.
Yes.
Doors. And well, maybe I should invest in calling up something different than maybe I spent 10 GP and summon a cat instead of an owl.
Okay.
And I imagine I can make it appear 30 feet from me wherever.
Mm-hmm.
So I could make it appear inside of the window.
Not so you can
but, on the inside of the house, so I can see it. But
you can pass next to the house and then.
And I would use a cat. It's less suspicious in the house, I would think.
Okay, what does this mean?
Less suspicious than a flying creature.
Oh, okay, got it. So I thought that you're trying to make the cat less suspicious by, I don't know, plating him with armor or something like that because it's a dwarven mansion.
No, but
okay. No, not that.
But if I see that that their window is open, or the house has an open window or door or something like this, then I could send it in on foot, invisible. But for that, I would need the window or door open.
So make a perception check to kind of see as you kind of walk around, trying to be as inconspicuous as possible. Make a perception check to see if you see any doors open or windows or chimneys.
16.
Okay, so yeah, you spot a kind of one of the back doors, like it's kind of, as I said, like a small fort, a garden behind it, very close to the park, so the cat kind of sneak in pretty easily. As the cat goes inside,
Okay, so wait.
yeah.
I will make it. Let me see. So can I still? Yeah, that should be no problem. So okay, I will make it invisible and send it in. So
Okay.
it's an invisible cat.
Okay, so the invisible cat is sitting at the house, and he can, or you can hear the dwarf speaking to her manservant, who is kind of preparing her dinner. There's some back and forth about the fact that the vigilant and the high lady are in some sort of an endless duel, and she complains that this will eventually, go to civil war, and the vigilant is arming himself, and that the high lady is just spending money on trade routes, agreements. This is simply nonsense. So you kind of spend some time with all this chatter, and then a knock on the door, and the manservant opens it, and inside goes a man dressed in the uniform of the watch. You can hear the dwarf saying, like to her manservant, Dorn, please leave us alone. You can just scout for the ingredients of the soup that I ordered. Please be back in an hour. And he nods and leaves, and they go into a study.
As the cat will follow.
Make another stealth check for the
Well,
cat.
it's
With
invisible. So.
With advantage.
Great. So I get a 17. I'm not sure what that means for the cat, but it's probably this more or less the same.
Okay. You hear them talk about the fact that basically this person is kind of a high-ranking officer in the city watch, and he basically says that the vigilant, the high lady is preparing for a trial, and that the vigilant is hoping for a just trial in case his case is brought to the court. And Magda, the dwarf, tells him, don't worry. You have my vote.
Okay. What's the reaction of the watch officer?
He returns the gesture and leaves.
Okay.
Eliath, you sent your familiar too?
Yes. In a similar tactic, as I pass by, I just pop in a spider up in the corner of a wall, in a dark corner.
To which judge, the elf or the human?
The human, the bureaucrat.
Okay. So make a stealth check just to make sure that you kind of do this without being overly conspicuous.
Yeah, man. Is it me or the spider?
Let's. So as you kind of cast the spell, it's you and then the spider.
Right. Stealth. It's an 8. An 8.
An 8. Okay.
Yeah.
So you work your magic and kind of fires the spider inside the house. As you do this, do you plan for the spider to kind of walk on a wall and just head to the judge's room or something, like search around the house?
Exactly. From in the darkest corners of the ceiling, just find her office or whatever she's at.
Okay.
Or there at him at.
Okay, so the spider kind of crawls. Make a stealth check with advantage because it's a spider. And
Awesome. Let's roll 2 of those. Wow. That is a 13.
a 13. Okay.
Yeah.
Not an 18? I thought it popped up.
No, I rolled 2 d20s.
Oh. Aye.
Okay. So Elias is basically eating lunch now. So he is sitting alone at his desk and stuffing his face while writing in one of the tomes that he has. And then he kind of looks like he has a pile of cases to go over, and in every one he kind of pulls a huge book, and then writes like 3 or 4 pages of legal material on any single line that appears on the on the page that he's looking at, like meticulously going over rules and notes and kind of making sure that everything is kind of super tight, etc. It's like immensely boring to watch. And then he kind of stops and pulls out a sending stone. It's a small statue in the face, in the appearance of a fat man laughing, and he puts it on his table and leaning and says, "Yes, sir." And there is some sort of a jibber jabber there, some sort of a voice. If you want to kind of hear it, you need the spider to kind of come closer.
Yeah, so I have the spider just go right on top of him and slowly go down with a spider web so I can listen.
Okay. Make another stealth check.
It's going to be natural 20.
Oh, that's nice. So you can hear a voice that you believe that you've heard before. It's a sharp voice asking if there is any news about the 4 I seek. Are there any news about the 4 I seek? And he's like immediately, no, I haven't heard anything. Nothing of the sorts. Like, of course, if I would. And then she says, you can hear the feminine kind of, twist on her voice. She says, if the political situation escalates, I need to make sure that you are referring in my favor. Do I need to be more clear than that? And he's like, no, of course not. I will handle everything to your satisfaction.
All right. If that's all that happens, does he eventually leave the office?
So you kind of stay there for some time to kind of see if anything goes away. He kind of puts out the papers, and you can see that he's a little bit shaking. So he goes up, opens the closet to kind of drink something.
Does he leave the sending stone on the desk, by the way?
Yeah.
Then I want to have the spider just drop down, grab it, and pull up.
Oh, make a strength check for the spider.
Come on, spider. Come on, spider. Spider. -4 to strength. Well, 14.
So, you or the spider actually kind of manages to cling to the statue and kind of slowly kind of
I'm just
pull
like
it.
trying to maneuver it like a claw, from the game.
Yeah, exactly like the
Grab it.
Yeah, no, not that stuffed toy. I want the other toy.
Not those papers.
So like you managed to kind of pull it up, 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 pull it up. And then a heavy hand on your shoulder kind of snaps you from the, from the what is it called? From the trance you are in, and you kind of lose connection with the spider.
Yeah.
And as you are being turned around quite, with a heavy hand, you can see 3 militia people around you, and behind them there is a kind of a crouched figure, and as you kind of snap out, all you can see is one of the militia people hammer on your head, and then everything goes black.
Damn.
And
That was so smooth almost.
this is where we'll stop for today.
Oh,
They got me.
guess so.
Next quest, find a Diathlon.
Really? Do we have to? All it does is cause trouble for us.
What are you talking about? I do so much damage per round.
Yeah, but everybody is after that guy. Like, let's just let him deal with it. He can do it himself.
You can do it. You
No,
can
I'll
work it
crawl
out.
back.
You can work it out.
I trust in his ability to do whatever he needs to do.
I'm gonna come back with more trouble, Cedric. You'll see.
When you go in jail, you escape, and you redisguise yourself. That's it.
Yeah,
Probably.
exactly.
Good. So next time, what is it? 2 weeks from now? I didn't have a chance to look at the Excel sheet. Was it more than that?
I think it's a lot. Let me see.
What,
Well,
vacations,
definitely
holidays?
I can't the next week for sure. The week after that, it's tentative for me.
Okay, so I'll take a look at the Excel sheet. I think that I'm pretty good meeting in whatever time, so hopefully it won't take long. Good. So if any of you still wants to buy something offline, then just let me know. And other than that, yeah, we'll just wait patiently for the next session to see how things end. I don't know. I don't want to
No,
use
man.
harsh words.
Let's play tomorrow. Let's keep playing. Damn.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
guys.
it's not like anybody have work tomorrow or
Yeah,
anything.
exactly.
Have work today, and it's like 11 in the evening now
Oh, no.
Exactly.
for some people.
For some people.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
But
Saint Day.
that's
tomorrow
not
for us.
the important guy that has that problem. Let the rest of us can just play and deal everything. Like, we'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll give you a recap tomorrow.
Wait, we'll take it from here. Thank you. This is what you're
Yes.
saying. You got it. Got it. Awesome. Guys, have a great weekend and see you soon. Really soon, I hope.
Thank
See you
you.
soon,
Good
guys.
Yalla,
evening.
bye bye.
See you.
Bye bye.